Welcome back to another video of my series on Jim Steranko. In the early days at Marvel, Jack Kirby did a lot of layout for Jim Steranko. And I just want to clarify something about Jim Steranko's style and Jack Kirby layout. I think a lot of people would mistaken about the way Jim Steranko drew in the beginning. Why his art looks so much like Jack Kirby was because he went over Jack layout, but that really is not the case. When Jack does a layout or any other artist that does a layout, they basically kind of do a very rough sketch of the storyline, the flow of the panel, so that it helps the penciler to save time and also to get a better idea of the story flow. So here's an example of what a typical layout of Jack Kirby look like. Okay, I was able to find a few examples of his layout. As you can see, it's very rough sketch. It gives you an idea of the positioning of the people in the panel and help the penciler see the flow of the storyline. Okay, very rough sketch. So there's no reason to think that whoever it is that take over the pencil work will need to draw exactly like Kirby did. So here's is what the final look like. As you can see, look, there's 4 persons shooting. As you can see, the person that did the penciling interpret his way. They only use 3, but the angle and the positioning is what the layout was designed to do. It give the artist, it assists the artist, the penciler, in what angle shot to draw. Okay, as you can see right here. You look from panel to panel. Look at that. As you can see, there is no reason another artist that use this layout can't draw it his own style instead of trying to be a Kirby copycat. So the Kirby copycat was more something that Jim Steranko wanted to imitate. Okay, so, or it could be something that the big shot at Marvel want him to draw because that's what at the time that's what was selling. But certainly Jim Steranko could have do his own stuff, just using the layout roughly for guidance. Okay, let's go. Take a look at this layout. Okay, unfortunately, the pencil is quite not very clear, so you really can't see much. But as you can see, look at the drawing. Look at the tank, the way the tanks are lined up, and the soldier, whoever it is that drew this, decided to use a completely different angle. Okay, so it's kind of neat to see how some artists how the artist, the penciler, will use Jack layout in one panel and not in other panel, which give you an idea that Jack and whoever it is that run the department wasn't really completely in control, where you have to draw everything the way Jack Kirby laid out. As you can see the missile. Okay, here you go. Look at that picture. There you go. So anyhow, so this gives you an idea of what a layout is. Okay. So the last video I did with Jim Steranko, I show my Strange Tales 155 and 157. In front of us here is 159. Beautiful copy. $159. And the cover of the 159, that's, you know, that's very Kirby-ish right there. The way the hands, the physique, the body, the pose. What I like about 159 is his use of pictures. As you can see in the credit, he even put in cinematography. This is pretty cool. I like this issue a lot because of the way he incorporates the black and white pictures of buildings and landscape. And by this issue, you know, I think you can start to see his style start to exert more than Kirby. He become less and less Kirby-ish in many of the panels. But, you know, I will point out as we go along that certainly there are quite a few areas where you can still see the influence of Kirby. But for sure, just look at this. This is very typical of a face of Steranko. Okay. Even in his own style, Steranko face tend to be square-ish, but not to the extent that Kirby does. This is more Kirby right here. But just look at this. Even the staircase, very retro, very hip at the time of the 60s, late 60s. The concentric circle. Okay, that's all Steranko right there. Steranko also tend to draw very long, lean physique. So that right there is very, very close to his, current style today. Certainly, you're not gonna find that many Jack Kirby character that have this kind of long, lean figures. Another thing that Steranko is fairly famous for or recognized for is his love to use a full page. It's in issue 155 and 157 that I showed in the last video. There was quite a few pages where you see a full page drawing or double page panels. So here you go. As you can see, that is certainly not Kirby-ish. Just look at that. See, that's definitely not Kirby-ish right there, the face of Nick Fury. And then the next few pages where you see the action scene, I like it a lot. I love the action scene of Captain America and Nick Fury. See right there, very lean. Nick Fury is drawn very lean. And certainly, when you look at Captain America, just look at the way the legs are. That is very Steranko-ish. Okay, you can see that he's start to draw muscular people less blocky as Kirby would. But once in a while, you can still see a hint here and there of the great Kirby on the drawing. See right here, there's a little hint. It's like a kind of like a hybrid of Steranko and Kirby. Look at the leg, beautiful. Especially this picture right here. This to me remind me more of Jack Kirby in the top half, but then when you look at the legs, the dynamic of the legs, the way the muscles are, that's definitely not Jack Kirby. So so Steranko actually evolved fairly quickly. You're talking about taking over this book in issue, I'm guessing 151. I could be wrong, but I think his first work on Strange Tale is 151. So 8 or 9 issues later, you can see his style start to become more dominant. Here's my beautiful copy of issue 161. Beautiful, perfectly center, razor sharp. Nothing's wrong. The only thing that's wrong with this copy that really doesn't bother me that much is it was centered incorrectly as far as top down. That's why you see this white edge here all the way across. But that's not a big deal. The rest of the book is simply gorgeous, newsstand fresh, beautiful covers. I love this cover. It's so glossy. Hard to this book is so shiny and glossy, like it came off the rack yesterday. Beautiful cover. Certainly, Steranko, when he does cover, sometimes it can be almost too much. Some people might complain that it's just too busy, but I like it that way. It's beautiful. Certainly, this is not, something that Jack Kirby would be doing as far as putting this much details and information on the cover. Great cover. This issue, you have the Fantastic Four. And once again, as you can see, certainly you can see a hint of Jack influence. But let's look at that face. Okay, that Richard face is definitely not Jack Kirby, and that's very Steranko-ish. He does draw male character with a very strong jaw. Okay, but that's his trademark. And just look at the way he ink. Steranko ink himself in most of these issues, and you can see his style on the inking. Okay, like I said, beautiful, lean Nick Fury. A lot of great action panels in this book. So right here, I don't think that this is very Kirby-ish. Definitely a hybrid, as far as that picture. I love this page right here. This panel is awesome. Just look at the legs and the back muscle and arms. Okay, this is all Steranko. There is very little here that anyone can say is Kirby clone. Beautiful. Look at the inking on the panel. As with many artists, as with many pencilers, I think Steranko is definitely a great inker for his own work. Let's see if this book has any. Oh, here we go. I was wondering if there's any one full page panel, and here we go. Just look at that. Beautiful. There are books out there that Steranko drew that does not contain a full page or double page panel, but like I said, it's more of a norm to see something like this. Here we go. In the previous page you have a full page, and here you have a double page panel. Beautiful. Just look at the female character. That eyes, the way Steranko drew the eyes, that very unique. I can look at the eyes and tell that it's Steranko. Okay, so if you pay close enough attention to the female eyes, you can tell that he has a very unique way of draw that he drew the eyes on all his female characters. Just look at that. That's one badass drawing right there. So that's Steranko. And this is, you're talking late 67. And by the time that he migrated over to do his very few issues of X-Men, I think the Kirby influence is, is completely gone, in my opinion. Here you have my issue 50. Unfortunately, it's in a slab, so I can't show you the interior, but I can still show you the great cover. Definitely one of the best covers that Steranko did. Beautiful. Let's look at that. Gorgeous. There's nothing Kirby-ish about this picture. Beautiful. But that's my copy of 50. And then I have number 51. So his work on the X-Men, while short, was pretty good. This is a beautiful cover too. Issue 51, gorgeous. Like I said, Jim Steranko draw very lean, long characters. Look at how Angel look, and Marvel Girl and Cyclops. Beautiful. This is 1968, and is in his work. I think one of the few things that it stood out for Steranko works is he's very stylish. It's hard to describe it, but you can always see very unique way he draw. He's completely, extremely very different from the rest of the artists of the Silver Age. You're not going to see this kind of drawing in any other artist. Make him very unique for sure. But let's flip through this real quick. And if my memory is right, this is one of the few books that he didn't use any full page or double page drawing. The art of this book is pretty good. It's like I said, to me this is all Steranko right here. I love that. You lose. Beautiful picture of Polaris right here. Just look at this gorgeous drawing of Angel. Beautiful. Like I said, by the time that he's drawing the X-Men book, there's very little left of the Kirby clone that he started out just a year earlier. This is one of my favorite panels of this book. Gorgeous, look at that. Beautiful. The inking, the shading, gorgeous. Good stuff, I'm telling you. I certainly wish he did a lot more work. It's a shame that he didn't do a heck of a lot of comic books. I guess doing advertisement or other kind of drawing and art paid better. So this book, by the way, was not inked by Mr. Steranko. It was inked by John Tartaglione. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and next time the next video for Jim Steranko will focus on his run on Nick Fury. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.